Okay, this question says the sum of the squares of two consecutive integers is 613. So one tricky part of this question is that some of you may not know how to represent consecutive integers. Consecutive just means perfectly in a row, one after the other. So we can express the first integer as x, and then we'll be able to express the next consecutive integer as x plus 1. Let me just give you an example to help you conceptualize that. So if our first integer was 3, our second integer would be 4, and if we express 3 as x, then we can express the next consecutive integer as x plus 1. Okay, so now let's set up our translation of this statement in English into math. Okay, so the question says the sum of the squares of two consecutive integers is 613. So this sum means addition, and we need to square each of these two terms that we just defined. So first we have x squared, and then to that we are adding x plus 1 quantity squared, and the result is 613. We have to FOIL this expression. We can't just distribute the square. We have to FOIL it because it's a binomial. So we have x squared plus x plus 1 times x plus 1 equals 613. Then when we FOIL, we get x squared plus 1x plus 1x plus 1. At this stage, I am going to move the 613 to the left side of the equal sign. So here we have minus 613, and we set this equal to 0. And we can combine like terms, and then we'll have our expression in standard form for a quadratic equation. So we have 2x squared plus 2x minus 612 equals 0. So here I'm just going to write my values for A, B, and C. A is 2, B is 2, C is negative 612. And then I'm going to plug those into the quadratic equation. So we have negative b, which is negative 2, plus or minus. Then our discriminant here is b squared minus 4ac. So we have 2 squared minus 4 times a times c. All of this is over 2a. This is 2 times 2 here. And then we can calculate this, and we get negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4,900 all over 4. Thus, the square root of 4,900 is going to be 70, plus or minus 70. Remember, whenever we take a square root, we need the positive and negative version of the answer. Then we have negative 2 plus 70 divided by 4. This gives us 17. We also have to calculate this with the negative version of 70, so we have negative 2 minus 70 divided by 4. This gives us negative 18. So this is interesting because we have our two solutions for our x value. And then we have to calculate the other integer. So the next consecutive integer here, if this is x, then x plus 1 is actually going to be negative 17. If you test this out and multiply negative 18 times negative 17, it does give you what we want, which is 613. With our 17 answer value, the next consecutive integer is going to be positive 18. So these are two possible answers.